Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to Let's Play Doom 2016. We have this sneaky Revenant starting us off. New enemy, by the way, just right at the beginning of this map. And the Revenant kind of acts as a marquee enemy for the game. You know, it's on the front cover of the box art, it's on the front cover of the art book. Generally just a really cool design. It's a whoa! I always love that animation. It's a much beefier enemy than you would think at first blush. You know, it looks kind of frail and emaciated, but it can actually take what if few hits. It's considered a medium enemy, so 3 hits of the chainsaw. And yeah, give me those double jump boots. Now we're cooking. Now we're getting somewhere. I am definitely going to take this extra 15 health. There are some really tough fights coming up in this level. There are 2 distinct ones I can think of that are really going to put me to the test. And they are also really going to put the double jump boots to work in this level. This is a very vertical one. And before we go any further, these double jump boots allow us to access the very first rune trial of the level, which is going to be one of my least favorite ones. It's going to be killing 30 possessed within the time limit. Same deal as before, very low initial starting time, constantly have the threat of that ticking down in single digits, but then you get 2 seconds for every single one that you kill. And starting off, oh, that's nice. I thought I was going to get all 4 with that. The spread on the super shotgun is just exquisite. Looks like this is going pretty smooth so far. The problem is, once you get down to the last 10 or so, you start to lose track of which areas you've covered. And then it gets easier again once you get into the last 3, and the couple of remaining ones get highlighted in red. That went really, really, really well. Can't emphasize that enough. That sometimes gives me a lot of trouble. Because once you clear out the obvious ones, it becomes easy to lose track. It becomes easy to lose a couple in like the nooks and crannies of that small map. You know, it's very compact, but it's curvy. There are a lot of ways in which you'll just miss 1 or 2 here and there, and then you'll only have like 4 or 5 seconds left, and you'll just barely not have time to backtrack and find the ones that you were missing. I don't know if this is the intended double jump to get up here, but oh, that always works for me. And oh my god, y'all know that I love movement mechanics. Y'all know that I love this. So getting a double jump at this point is just... Did a little chef's kiss there. It's just the cherry on top of this. Brutally satisfying game. Now, we are a graceful murder man. And it's gonna get even better in Doom Eternal. The sequel to the Doom 2016 reboot Doom. I got announced and shown off at QuakeCon, because you know what they showed off at fucking QuakeCon? You know what they showed off? Okay, not only do you still have the double jump, you have an air dash now! Let's go with the air dash. We have an air dash now, and even better, because this is apparently tailor-made for me, there's also some kind of grappling hook that's attached to, I think it's the super shotgun. I think the super shotgun has a bayonet and it gets the grappling hook, unless the grappling hook is independent from the super shotgun in Eternal. That would be even better. That would be even more sick. Either way, still got so much time before that comes out. So we're just going to ignore our nice, rudimentary, but still so good double jump. You know the quickest way to my heart is with good movement mechanics, right? We're going to try to aim this rocket behind the shield. That's so satisfying to do. like it's maybe a little bit more quick and simple. What do we want here? Let's try out the remote detonation for the rockets. I don't really have any pressing modules just yet that I'm too concerned with getting. Kind of in a weird in-between space. Oh yeah. Get this extra burst of mobility now. That means that dodging becomes easier. Just gracefully making your way around the arenas is easier. Just it gets so much better from here.
That's an Argent accumulator she's carrying. She'll try to use it to open a portal manually into hell.
While the Argent Tower is non-functional, the connection to their dimension is still viable. We are at great risk, Dr. Hayden.
And you know the way to my heart, the quickest way is just with these movement mechanics. You give me a double jump, you give me a triple jump, you give me some kind of dash, give me an air dash, I'm gonna be so happy. Movement mechanics and parries. It's my absolute jam. Yeah, super simple double jump, and look how happy I am. And it just changes your approach to how your approach to combat. It changes how they can lay the arenas out, how they can stack things vertically. It makes all the difference in the world, and it's so fun to use, and we get this quad damage upgrade in this fight with the double summoners. And hopefully... she is not being kind. You know what? I was too stubborn. I was too stubborn thinking I could chase it down with the super shoddy. I could have just gone for more range. It's a little bit costly, a little bit stubborn. This is fine because we are riding high on Cloud 9 right now with this really good pickup of the double jumps. The double jump boots. Das double jump boots. Like, I'm a simple man with simple tastes. You know the way to make me happy. This is a large part of why Hollow Knight is my favorite Metroidvania. Because holy shit, that game has all of the movement mechanics. It has all of them, including the ones you didn't know about. The secret ones, the hidden ones that they invented. And it has the best version of all of them. Plus, it's just really good. Yo, I like movement mechanics a lot. I like movement. I like to be fleet of foot. You give me a third-person game. I like a nice dash, especially when you can see like an after image on the dash. Oh, and look at this arena. It's going to take advantage of the double jump that we have, and it's also a nice circular open space, so you know they can really start to pressure you. We have so many new enemy types that we've been introduced to at this point, and we're going to get another one. So they can really vary up the composition and the arena environments and really force you to think and move and adapt tactically on the fly. And my boy the Mancubus has shown up. This is another one of my favorite designs. Visually, and I honestly really like fighting Mancubi. I think they're cool as hell. They have some nice counter-projectile stuff. If you get right up in their faces, they will start to spray you down with a flamethrower attachment on their arms. We have this mix of like tight corridor spaces and then open arenas and stacked vertical spaces. And we can easily get sandwiched in this in this environment. But at the same time, if we're moving around appropriately, we're finding that quad damage, this will go fine. So Mancubi, they have all of these armored parts You don't want to hit those. They will mitigate damage done to them. So you want to go for the big, soft, fleshy parts. The exposed bits. And even when you are aiming at those weak points, they are still taking a lot of punishment. They're also doing something really important, which is introducing you to this idea that enemies are going to have armored parts. They're going to have parts that you're going to want to prioritize over others, other than just the straight headshots. Like, they have the big distended bellies that are not armored, but their chests are. So if you can shoot them in the stomach as opposed to the chest, you're going to have a much easier time with them. Still a bit spongy. That's fine, though. Because they're, like, nice, stationary, implanted target dummies, more or less, but they force you to keep moving.
The accumulator's energy signature indicates that it is nearing the top of this Argent facility.
If she ruptures that accumulator near the Argent beam, she could open a portal to their world that we will never be able to close.
And then the verticality of the level is going to continue. This whole level is a giant ascent up the Argent Tower. And at this point, they start to really slow it down. They give you that huge adrenaline surge in that fight. I hope I make this. I should have thought before I made that jump. It's very easy to fall down, and even though you have the impact compensation on your boots, if you fall far enough down the Argent Tower, you will die anyway. It will just be counted as like a death plane. They start to slow things down. You still get a couple fights here and there, and then we'll have some imps just to, you know, tide us over while we climb later. But for the most part, right now, it's some sort of low-key fights, and then a lot of climbing. And it's not bad platforming either, especially for a first-person game not explicitly designed around platforming to boot. Not sure if we're gonna get another Mancubus. I suspect somewhere around here. Oh, nope, not spawning in. So some of the original Doom monsters were clay sculptures that were like posed and photographed and scanned in. They were photographed from multiple angles. I think the Mancubus was one of the ones like that, except instead of being a clay model, I believe they used latex. And I don't know why I remember this, but I'm almost positive that I remember once reading that it had like 3 layers of nipples. I do not know why, but I do know that that stands out in my brain. They are just big, satisfying lumps of meat. That's going to be like the recurring motif, the theme of this Let's Play is satisfying. Because that's what Doom does, in a nutshell, is it aims to satisfy. And they don't just explode into pulp, that's the best part. Like these smaller enemies, it's just pulpy red mist. They are chunky, though. And now we have to continue getting... We're about at the 3/4 mark of the tower. And now we have to find a way to continue up. When it's a bit less obvious how to get up. So we have that green glowing bit down there, but that's not moving around.
By Argent Energy.
That's not a good slogan. So we're going to have to find a way to get those green glowing platforms to start moving. But before we do that, we're going to come in here and get some Argent Energy. I believe this might be our last ammo upgrade. Nope, second to last. And that'll fill us up. It's the best part about ammo upgrades. Every ammo upgrade in every game should do that. Totally fill all your stuff up once you increase the capacity. Just like RE4 would have done. Now that we hit that switch, these will start acting as elevators. So we just have to look out for the point at which we have to jump off, which is going to be about right here. You can jump onto that, or just make the diagonal jump. Oops. We're going to want to jump onto this ring. Oh shit, what happened? Okay. Is there a way to get back up? I got kind of caught on the lip of that, and I had to do a second double jump, and I was still in midair as it was rotating, and I guess it rotated out from under my feet. I might have to just jump off and die. That's looking very, very possible here. So there's nothing else I can really jump to. Yeah, there you go. Is that our first death? Something that stupid. Is that our first death? Well, at least it's to climbing and not to, you know, a combat encounter. I think I would prefer that.
By Argent Energy.
It's really nice that they start the cycle over like that. The elevator cycle starts at the very bottom as soon as you spawn, so you can make it without having to wait right as you respawn. It's really considerate, actually. Okay, let's be patient with this time. Please don't stop. Oh no, this is fine. This works really well. And then we can do this right away. Huh. Didn't waste all that much time, actually. Cool, 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 cool. Again, we have a few less obvious jumps here. I will admit that my very first playthrough, it took me a little while to figure out all of the different ways that you were supposed to jump to fully climb the tower. A lot of it's obvious, some of it is not. The red lightning will, of course, murder you instantly. And all the while, you have imps long range trying to snipe you with fireballs. We should be able to make it through that. That was risky. And occasionally, they will just jump into the lightning themselves. But hey, you don't really need them to do that when you can counter-snipe them with rockets. This time, instead of the lightning coming up from a conduit underneath us, we can actually climb one of the things producing it. Whoa, this is a weird, awkward spot. And we can get up here. You know what? Actually, I want to take this out. Just because I would like to start getting work done on this mastery upgrade. Man, it didn't. For the mastery upgrade, you have to take 30 enemies out. Well, no, you have to kill multiple enemies at once 30 times. And once you do that, you get a final upgrade for the Super Shoddy, which is that it can fire twice in a row. And we will make progress on that quicker than you think. That's kind of one of the reasons they throw so many of those weak possessed at you, even at this point in the game where they're clearly not going to be a threat any longer. Which one is this? Oh, this is the one where you have to use the explosive barrels with the shotgun and you only have 1 health, and you can only kill possessed that way. You have to kill 10 of them with this. These are not the red barrels from earlier on in the game on the surface of Mars. These are actually demonic explosives. And the caveat there is that their explosion radius is not nearly as large as the red barrels. In this trial, it's a little bit of a double-edged sword. You're only on 1 health, so the explosion radius isn't a direct danger to you, but you also have to be a lot more patient about making sure that the zombies are close to them before you blow them up. And that we get a equipment power upgrade that I'm probably never ever going to equip. We do unlock a new rune slot though. Don't want the equipment power. We'll turn vacuum back on. Hey, why not? Sounds good. And we just have to get back to where we just were. Just jump back. This time we continue ascending. And now we descend. We're going to fall into a mega health upgrade, which is going to temporarily fill us up to 200 health and 200 armor. It's not a permanent upgrade to 200, but it'll last between the levels. And if we're really careful, we can preserve that 200 health at the very least. We can hold on to that for a good long while until I really come across a dangerous fight, which we should get about at the end of the next episode.
Stop me from claiming what I have owed, what I was promised.
And we have a goodie coming up here. If you look down this elevator shaft, there's a little orange glow. Do a double jump near it, and then hold forward. And we come to this alcove where we get my baby, the railgun. We got a double jump and a railgun on the same episode. Oh, you know I'm happy. You know I'm happy about this. If you remember from way back in the top 10 games of 2016 video, I do believe... Oh, shit. I do believe that what I said about the railgun is that I would marry this gun. It is the absolute goddamn best. It's got 2 modules, and I love both of them. And we will see both of them. But we will see the railgun in action before this level ends, because we still have a fight or 2 ahead of us. And in the meantime, this is something that took me longer than it probably should have, because I immediately noticed the glowy bits, but you have to shoot them quite a few times. So what I did when I got to this part of my first playthrough was I shot them, of course, noticed they weren't breaking, and went, maybe there's something else I have to do. So at this point...
This is not the end. It's only the beginning.
Olivia has opened her portal, and we have quite a fight ahead of us. We don't have a lot of space to work with initially, and right away there are 2 revenants breathing down our necks. Another one for good measure. There's quite a bit happening. But our main concern is honestly... Oh, that's such overkill. Imp with the railgun to the head. Our main concern is honestly going to be preserving as much of this mega health and mega armor as possible. Kind of parlaying as much of it as we can into the later stages of the next mission, where shit's really going to pop off real hard. Whew, whew. Lots of armor damage happening. I want to maintain at least that 200 health, though. Quite a decent level for us. And next time we have one of my favorites. Thank you all for watching. Take it easy. Have a good one.